The book of the empty vessel, concerning the voices that echo after truth hath fled. The charge of the skeptics. Blessed is the man that questioneth power, and the woman that searcheth the sealed decree. For the voice of the ruler is clothed in velvet, but beneath is a blade unnumbered. The watchers sat in the gate, and heard the heralds cry aloud. Yet they answered not with cheer, but with the silence of the weighed heart. Trust not in the trumpet, for it bloweth at the pleasure of kings. Neither lean upon the scroll of the scribes, for they write at the table of gold. Yea, even the prophets were stoned in their season, for they spake against the pleasant speech. Skepticism is the inheritance of the just, for he that trusteth all shall perish as the beast. The limits of seeing. Now after the fire and the smoke were vanished, there remained fragments and shadows. And the people gathered them in handfuls, saying, Lo, here is truth. But the fragments spake not, the shadows gave no report, and the wise among them ceased speaking. There is a measure appointed to knowledge, and a border set about the knowable. He that presseth beyond it seeth not more, but beginneth to dream. The scroll is finite, the eye is finite. Even the flame hath bounds upon its licking. Let no man declare what he hath not weighed. Let no woman proclaim what she hath not proved. For the hour cometh when the ink is dry, and the wax upon the seal is hardened. The rise of the oracles. Then rose the voices of the many, each proclaiming vision and discernment, the image-mongers with their silver tongues, the captioned seers of the glass screen, the scribes of vapor and vanity. They spake boldly of intent and gesture, of glances weighed and silences interpreted. But they knew not the tongue of the slain, nor the heart of the living. They made an altar of the algorithm, and offered it speculation as incense. They dressed conjecture in garments of certainty, and the multitude bowed to it. One said, He was murdered. Another, He is alive and hidden. Yet another, It was foretold in signs and numbers. But none had seen the ledger, none had touched the wound, and their oracles were echoes without breath. The curse of the many tongues. And the land was filled with speech. Lo, the air was heavy with words untested. Each man was a prophet unto himself, each woman a judge of things unseen, and their tongues multiplied as the locusts of Egypt. They built their towers from tweets, and their doctrines from screenshots. They spake with fervor, but lacked the plumb line. They argued without measure, and called it truth. Thus did they become drunk on the narrative of wine, and forgot the taste of silence. The wise man was mocked for withholding judgment. The fool was praised for boldness. So were the days filled with noise, and the days gave birth to nothing. The discipline of silence. Then came the remnant, those who feared both king and crowd. They spake not unless the thread was strong. They declared no vision without a witness. They walked in the valley of unknowing, and made peace with the dust. For the beginning of wisdom is the boundary. The end of truth is where method faileth. He that speaketh past that end invoketh dragons he cannot slay. Say not, I know, when thou hast only guessed. Say rather, I have seen thus far, and no further. Let thy yes be measurable, and thy no be falsifiable. The silent mouth is not void, it is full of fear and reverence. The call to witness. But unto the watchers it was given to rise, to gather what could be gathered, and to test what could be tested. Search out the glyphs, for the flame dwelleth in the pattern. Call the stylometrists and the scribes of digital fire. Let them measure the hand of the writer. Let the theory be named, and its test be declared. Let the method be laid bare, and its result made known. Blessed is the witness who walketh with tools. Cursed is the pundit who runneth without map or lamp. For the gods of justice are not fed by outrage. They eat only evidence and drink verification. The covenant of the watchers. And it came to pass that a covenant was made, not with blood, nor with nation, but with the plumb line and the silence. They that entered were few. They were not loud nor followed, but their feet were steady, and their hands unshaken. They spake when they must, and ceased when they ought. They built not towers, but foundations, and they waited upon the scroll to open. And when it opened, they read only what was writ. So shall the watchers endure, though the multitude cry out, and the oracles prosper for a season. For the fire shall consume the false report, but the measure shall remain.